Hi students, my name is Sridhar, chemistry lecturer. Okay, I want to give some concepts of chemistry. Now in that, first today in this video, let us start electrochemistry. So in electrochemistry, different topics are there. Electrolysis, Faraday's laws of electrolysis, and after that conductance, resistance, specific conductance, molar and equivalent conductances. After that galvanic cell, working of galvanic cell, Kohlrausch law, and batteries. So these are the different topics present in electrochemistry. Okay, and this is most important topic for any other competitive exams like JEE mains and NEET advanced, like that. This electrochemistry is the most important topic. Okay, as per the order in this video, first let us go for electrolysis. So what is the meaning of electrolysis and which type of questions we can get from this electrolysis? Okay, so see here. First, let us define electrolysis. If you consider any one electrolyte, Ma, so Ma is said to be which one? Electrolyte. This split into M plus and A minus ions by using some quantity of electricity. So this process is called electrolysis. So before going to this definition, already we said that Ma is an electrolyte. So first we should know what is electrolyte also. So electrolyte means the substance which can conduct electricity either in molten or in solution state is known as electrolyte. The substance which conduct electricity either in molten state or in solution state is known as electrolyte. So examples for electrolytes: NaCl, NaBr, KCl, KBr, KNO3, NaNO3, etc., etc., like that. So all these can conduct electricity in their molten state as well as in their aqueous solution state. So those are come under electrolytes. And then non-electrolytes also there. What is meaning of non-electrolytes? None. These examples KCl, KBr, etc. Okay, come to non-electrolytes. What is the meaning of non-electrolytes? Which do not, the substances which do not conduct electricity either in molten state or in solution state, those substances are known as non-electrolytes. So these are doesn't show the electrical conductivity either in molten state or in solution state also. Example for that: urea, glucose, sucrose, etc. These are come under which were non-electrolytes. Okay, now let us see the definition of electrolysis. So what is the meaning of electrolysis? The splitting of an electrolyte into its constituent elements. Splitting into its constituent elements by using some external source of electricity. That is known as which one? Electrolysis. So I repeat again. Splitting of an electrolyte into its constituent elements by the usage of some external electromotive force is known as electrolysis. So you may get one doubt. Sir, here ions are formed, but you are saying converted into constituent elements. Okay, let us see then what happens here. So now here this M plus go towards cathode. Cathode is having negative charge. So M plus cation go towards cathode and that get discharged into that respective element M. Similar way, anion A minus go towards anode because anode is having positive charge. Now A minus get discharged at anode to produce A. So like this here, if some external EMF is passed into any one electrolytic solution, that electrolytic solution split into its constituent elements like M and A. So the process of conversion of an electrolyte into its constituent elements by the use of some external source of electricity is known as electrolysis. So now in this, what are the different type of topics are there and different type of questions we come across in competitive exams. Let us see here. So now one example for electrolysis process, fused or molten NaCl. Fused or molten NaCl. So first we should know what is the meaning of fused or molten. So if considered NaCl that actually present in crystal form, that means nothing but solid state. The NaCl is present in crystal form, that means nothing but solid. By heating that NaCl to somewhat its melting point 803 degrees centigrade, that NaCl now converts into liquid state. So if any one crystal converted into liquid state by heating up to its melting point, now that is known as which one means molten or fused NaCl. Molten or fused NaCl. So like that we can get fused or molten solutions of any one electrolyte. So that means in this molten or fused NaCl, no water is present. Water is not there. So now cation is Na plus, anion is Cl minus. Molten NaCl contain Na plus cation, Cl minus anion. So now here at cathode, Na plus undergoes reduction and produces sodium metal. So the compound formed at cathode is sodium. Now let us see at anode. This Cl minus ion undergoes oxidation at anode and produces chlorine gas. So like this here, the products of electrolysis of molten or fused NaCl are at cathode sodium, at anode which one means chlorine gas. In this case, only one cation, only one anion is there. So no doubt at all to know the products at cathode and anode, sodium and chlorine. But in some cases, if you considered aqueous electrolytic solution, not fused or molten, aqueous solution of any one electrolyte, it might contain two cations and two anions. So what are those cations, anions? Let us see here. The same question, instead of fused or molten NaCl, let us consider which one here, that aqueous NaCl solution. Aqueous NaCl solution. So how one can prepare aqueous NaCl solution? By dissolving NaCl in water, one can get aqueous NaCl solution. Now, this aqueous NaCl solution contains which ions? Not only Na plus cation, but H plus cation also present in this solution. This H plus ion produced from water. So like this, aqueous NaCl contains two cations, Na plus and H plus cations. Now come to anions, not only Cl minus, this solution contain another anion, OH minus also. So two cations and two anions are present. Now here, in between these two cations, only one can get discharged at cathode. In the same way, in between these two anions also, only one anion get discharged at anode. So, how to determine the product at cathode and product at anode? For that, one rule is there. The ion having less electrode potential is get discharged first. Either cation or anion, the ion with less electrode potential is discharged first. So for that, one order is there. That order we can write here. So for cations, first order of discharging, order of discharging of cations. Let us see what is order of discharging of cations. Au plus 3 greater than, Au plus 3 greater than, platinum plus 2 greater than, Ag plus greater than, Hg plus 2 greater than, copper plus 2 greater than, H plus greater than M plus. This is the order of discharging of cations. Order of discharging of cations. So in this order, the cations will be discharged. So that means Au plus 3 is get discharged first, comparatively remaining any other cation. So I will give one easy and simple way to remember this. What is that order? See here. Except these 5 cations. What are those cations? Copper plus 2, mercury, silver and platinum Au. If you come from backward direction, one easy word is there. CHAPA, chapa. Remember in this way. CHAPA, chapa. Immediately have to remind that what are the elements present in this word chapa. Chapa means C means copper plus 2, H means mercury plus 2, A means Ag plus, P means platinum plus 2, again A means Au plus 3. Except these 5 elements, that 5 ions, except these 5 ions, if any other cation is present, now H plus will undergo discharge first, hydrogen gas liberated cathode. except these 5 ions, Chapa, except these 5 ions, if any other cation is present along with H plus, hydrogen gas is the product at cathode. That is universal truth. You have to remember this thing. Except these 5 ions, if any other cation present along with H plus, hydrogen is the ultimate product at cathode. Now, if you may get one doubt, sir, if along with H plus, if any one of these 5 ions are present, then what happens? Okay, let us see that. For example, if any one solution, H plus and copper plus 2 ions both are present, first copper plus 2 get discharged and copper is deposited, not hydrogen gas liberate in this case. So if copper plus 2 and H plus ions are present, copper is the product at cathode but not hydrogen gas. In the similar way, if H plus and Ag plus ions are present, silver is the product at cathode, H plus remain in the solution in H plus form only, hydrogen not liberated cathode. So like this. Except these 5 ions, if any other cation is there, hydrogen is the final product. So remember that. Now in the similar way, order of discharging of anions. Let us see what is this order also. I minus greater than, Br minus greater than, Cl minus greater than, OH minus greater than, NO3 minus greater than, SO4 minus 2 greater than, PO4 minus 3 greater than, F minus. So this is the order of discharging of anions. So now here what we have to discuss here. If any solution containing OH minus and Cl minus get discharged first and chlorine gas is liberated. So in halide ions, except fluoride, if any remaining halide ion present along with OH minus, that respective halide undergoes oxidation and that respective halogen liberated anode. Except these 3 halide ions, if any other anion is present, except iodide, bromide, chloride, except these 3 anions, if any other anion present along with OH minus, the OH minus itself undergoes oxidation. So what is the product in the oxidation of OH minus? Let us see here. This 4, that OH minus reaction we can write like this. 4 OH minus gives 2 H2O plus oxygen plus 4 electrons. So that means if OH minus undergoes oxidation at anode, the product is oxygen. So the final conclusion here, except iodide, bromide, chloride, if any other anion is present along with OH minus, product at anode is, which one means oxygen. If any one of these 3 present along with OH minus, that respective halide undergo oxidation and that halogen liberated anode. So based on these assumptions, what are the questions we are going to see? Let us see that examples. Now already one problem is waiting for us on the board. Now aqueous NaCl. So here Na plus and H plus both ions are present. As per our conclusion, except these five elements, except these five ions, if any other cation is present along with H plus, hydrogen is the ultimate product. So here Na plus is there, but in these five ions Na plus is not present. So as per our conclusion, this H plus gas undergoes reduction and hydrogen gas liberated cathode. So this is liberated in the form of hydrogen at cathode. So the product at cathode in this electrolysis process is hydrogen gas. Then come to the anions Cl minus and OH minus. So as per our discharging order, Cl minus OH minus both are present in this solution. So as per this order, Cl minus get oxidized first, chlorine gas liberated anode. So this gone away in the form of chlorine gas liberated here at which one? Anode. So now the products of electrolysis of aqueous NaCl are what? Hydrogen gas at cathode, chlorine gas at anode. Okay, this topic not completed here. Now what are the remaining questions in the same topic? See here. Now next question is here. What is the component present in the electrolytic cell after the electrolysis of aqueous NaCl? What is the remaining component in the electrolytic cell after completion of electrolysis of aqueous NaCl? Let us see here. This H plus already gone away as hydrogen gas. Cl minus gone away from the electrolytic cell in the form of chlorine gas. Now see here, what are the ions remaining in the cell? Na plus and OH minus. These two combine to give which one means NaOH. So the solution containing NaOH in electrolytic cell after the electrolysis of aqueous NaCl. And another question also there. What is the nature of the component remaining after electrolysis of aqueous NaCl? So we got which one? NaOH. We know that NaOH is having basic nature. Another question. What is the pH of the solution remaining after electrolysis of aqueous NaCl? So as it is a base, the pH should be greater than 7. And another question, the solution remaining after electrolysis of aqueous NaCl changes which litmus into which litmus? So that means as it is a base, it converts red litmus into blue litmus. So these are the different questions we get from electrolysis topic. Let us go for another example. Okay. What is another example here? Except that NaCl, now we can consider another one. What is another example here? Aqueous copper chloride. So aqueous copper chloride contains which ions? Copper plus 2 and H plus, Cl minus and OH minus ions. Now as per our description, if copper plus 2 and H plus ions are present, copper plus 2 first undergoes reduction and deposit as copper. So now our product at cathode is nothing but which one? Copper. H plus will remain in the solution. Now in between Cl minus and OH minus, as per our description, Cl minus first undergoes oxidation and the product at anode is chlorine. Now H plus and OH minus ions present in that remaining solution. These two combine to give what? Water. So the solution remaining after electrolysis of aqueous copper chloride is nothing but water, and it is neutral in nature, pH value 7, no change in color of litmus paper. That's it. Okay. Now another example. What is another example? Copper sulfate. This copper sulfate contains what here? SO4 minus 2 and OH minus. Of course, cations copper plus to H plus. No change in cations. And here the product at anode is copper because copper plus 2 first undergoes reduction and H plus remain in solution. In between SO4 minus 2 and OH minus, as per the order, OH minus first undergoes oxidation and the product at anode is oxygen gas. So, OH minus undergoes oxidation and anode product is oxygen gas. Now H plus and SO4 minus 2 present in the solution after completion of electrolysis. They combine with each other and produces H2SO4. So the component